Hi, Dr. Paul Haider here. You know, being happy and joyful is a lot of it has to do with our genes and also with the decisions that we make every day, and also a little bit with about our circumstances that we're going through. But we can overcome all of this. So, you know what? 50% has to do with our genes, 10% with about our circumstances in life, and 40% about the actual decisions that we make every day. And so we can have control of that 40%. Circumstances are going to be the circumstances we have. They come and go. You know, I mean, good things, bad things, that kind of thing. Uh, Actually, the 50% of our genes is actually changeable now. We can meditate, and we can actually, through the study of epigenetics, we can change our genes. So, meditation actually plays a huge role in changing that 50%. So we have 50 and 40. That's 90% that we have control over. So that's a pretty amazing thing. You know, I found some people are unhappy because of what's going on in life, but on the average, that unhappiness of what was going on in life doesn't stay with them for very long, maybe 3 or 4 days. And then they start getting on track with what can I do to make a difference now that this has happened. And you see that in all kinds of tragedies, whether it be hurricanes or tornadoes or earthquakes or whatever happens, tsunamis. And I think that's really important. A lot of people think, we have this 10% that controls us completely. As far as just the circumstances we happen to have, good things happening to us, bad things happening to us. But it's really more about what's going on up here than anything else. So if we take a positive outlook on things, now maybe we're sad and maybe somebody passed away, but then we're happy because, next day maybe a grandchild is born. So we have to look at the positive aspects. And that's why it's really good to actually go out and make a difference in other people's lives. They found that people who are happiest are actually helping other people. And we are community based people. There's no doubt about that. In Japan, you find a lot of people who are working themselves to death. There's a word that starts with a K and I can't pronounce it. But actually, people get up at 6 o'clock, they work till 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and they go back home and then get up and do it again and again and again, 24/7, 7 days a week. And then they end up having a heart attack. Very interesting. There's no joy in their life at all. And but in the island of Okinawa, which is a little island off of Japan, it's totally different. People have time for friends and family. If life is slower, they don't worry about the money as much. It's not a. All about community coming together, and they have little parades, and the old people get together and talk with the young people, and they get together and dance, and they have ceremonies, and you know it's really important. In Israel, on the Sabbath also they all come together and all family comes together and they have the big meal together. That's really important. Now here in Puerto Rico, eating together is very important also. It is about community. In Amsterdam, one of the happiest places in the world, people come together and work together to help each other. They even have communal living places where if you're a single mother and you have 2 or 3 children, you're divorced, they actually get into this communal uh, living area. You have your own apartment, but in the center they have kitchens and they have playgrounds and they have older people there too. And the older people kind of work their role as being grandparents for the kids, and they have a lot of friends to play with because they have all these other children there. And they don't have to spend a lot of time cooking either because they only have to cook once or twice a month because they have so many people in this, communal living experience. And then it costs a lot less to live in this type of experience also, in this type of living experience. And so And they feel connected because there's always somebody there to talk to, and we're always working together and helping one another. And that's what makes us feel good when we have somebody to talk to. I was actually, I work a lot with people who have want to lose a lot of weight, and I have my whole foods plant-based diet. And I find the ones that really get the process down and actually make it to fruition where they lose a lot of weight and become healthy, get all their pills, if they have some kind of social network of family, friends, or associates or people around them, anybody who can help them get over the rough spots, they make it happen. And when we have a social network, it's really important. And when we have family and we have friends and people who help us in great ways. And that's why in Okinawa, those people live to be over 100 years old because they have this social fiber of network. It's woven into a great tapestry of love. That's what it is. And when we take that tapestry and unfold it, we can see this is my life. You know what I mean? This is the birth of my grandchild. This is the birth of my child. This is the birth of my great grandchild. All these different things, and we understand that everything is important. And when we have some problems, we have people to help us. We have people to go to and pour our heart out, so we don't hold all those worries and woes inside. And that allows us to feel loved and feel contentment, feel peace. And I think that's really important. Also, a lot of us just need somebody there for us. I know one particular man who was trying to lose weight, and he got married a little faster than he should have, and he ended up getting a divorce right away. And he was trying to lose weight. He weighed 300 pounds, and actually 330, and he was on the diet. And because he had nobody to talk to, he went back to his old fast food habits. And this was a big deal because he was holding in all these feelings about what happened with his divorce. So he started eating the burgers and started eating the fries and the cokes and all that, and the milkshakes and all that kind of stuff. And he gained all his weight back. But then he found, why am I feeling this way, and why am I stuffing down those feelings with these foods? I feel good for just a little while, and when I eat all this, but then I feel worse. And what I need to do is deal with the feelings I have inside. And then he started finding a network of people that he could talk to and feel, explain his feelings to. And that's what we really need in life. We need to be able to explain our feelings and understand our feelings, have somebody to understand our feelings. And when we do that, we get outside of our little cocoon. And a lot of us are doing that these days. We go from work to home and home to work, and we never interact with anybody. And a lot of Americans are becoming a lot like the Japanese. That's not good. We're going to work ourselves to death, and we need to go to a much simpler way of life. And a lot of Americans are actually doing that too. They're going back to nature. And I think that's really important. And spending more time with their children, and spending more time with their parents, and living in smaller homes, and giving up a lot of things in the way of material things, but having more in the way of life-giving things. And when we do that, we see life flourish. There's more to life than just monetary things. And a lot of people, you ask people what they need to be happy, and a lot of them just say money. And when they get the money, a lot of them are not happy. It's because they're alone. And so it's really important that we take care of our mind, our body, our spirit, our relationships, our social life, our financial life, and our beliefs. All 7 of these are important to create a balanced life. And it's interesting that in Bhutan, we're not working on a gross national product. They're working on a gross national happiness. I think that is wonderful, you know what I mean? Instead of just working on making more money for the country, they're working on gross national happiness. You know, if they're going to put in a dam, they look at, you know, is there a monastery in the middle of the river that's going to be covered up, you know, of spiritual importance? Are a lot of fields going to be covered up that are important to farmers? And they look at everything and they find a middle ground, which is important, more than just money. So I think that's what we need to do in this world is to find, you know, center not on money, but center on happiness in general. And happiness can be found in many ways. Meditation is one, you know, getting around lots of friends and family and having connection with people is really important. You know, during this hurricane, I was finding it interesting that a lot of the projects, you know, in where the people live, poor people live, uh, a lot of them have come out of their houses because it's hot in those apartments, and they're sitting outside and they're telling stories and, you know, sharing food and all kinds of stuff, and they're having a good time. And it was really interesting because I actually saw kids walking with their parents. Wow. Outside walking with their parents because there's no electricity. You can't watch TV. We can't charge up the phone. There's nothing to do except to be able to communicate with people. I find that's really interesting because all of a sudden, you know, oh, the paper book is really important. And then we see your kid reading a paper book and it's like, wow, what do you know? Or you see kids riding their bikes, you know, but you didn't see them before. They always had their face stuck into their little portable device all the time, you know. But actually, they're interacting and playing basketball now with other kids down the street, playing hopscotch and all kinds of different things that they weren't doing before. And I think that's really interesting because now they're kind of forced to interact in order to get rid of their own boredom, and which is really powerful. I think we've gone way past the middle center of communicating and opening up to other people. And we've gone the other way to being lonely and depressed. You know, we have to have some of our own alone time. There's no doubt about that. So we have find our own peace and centeredness. But we also have to have that communication with others in order to find that center ground where we feel like we're communicating with people and they understand us and we can be heard. And that brings us to a great place of peace inside. You know, look at Jesus. Jesus walked around and he had the 12 disciples with him and, you know, also thousands of people with him, and it was about communicating. And, you know, look at Buddha the same way, his same disciples, and the thousands of people would gather around him, and the communication that was taking place there. Look at Divine Mother Amma here. Thousands of people come to see her, and the communication that's there, and the love that is exuded by this lady and then given to people freely. I'm sure she soaks up some energy of love from other people too. It's amazing give and take that's happening. And when we allow ourselves to move to this place of give and take, we grow as people. We grow as people and stop being stagnant in the middle. We expand instead of being from one side to the other. We actually expand our aura. We expand our loving consciousness, and we become better people. We become life itself. And so if you really want to find more joy in your life, if you really want to be happier in general, do the meditation. No doubt about that. Change your genes. I put an hour in every morning and an hour every night. Also, get out and help people. That's really important. Get out and help people, and you will feel great inside. You know, stop thinking about yourself and start and then all your woes and problems, and you'll be happy because you're helping other people. Get out and have community. Join a group. Connect with people. Find, you know, people that you know and haven't talked to in years, and expand upon that and create a relationship. And It takes effort. Go out and create your own community. And with those three together, you will become more joyous, more happy, more loving, more kind, and your whole being will expand in joy and love. If you care to make a donation, that's greatly appreciated. You can show more in the links down below. Remember, I'm always here for you, and I can be part of your loving relationship of community also. All my consultations are free, and I'm here for you. My phone number and email is down below, and I'm always here for you. And remember, like a lot of places, we just had a hurricane here, and lots of people have lost their homes and don't have anything to eat. And if you care to make a donation, I'm trying to get together another $300 so we can go take some more food to a lot of people up in the mountains that need food in dire ways. There's no doubt about it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I know you will. Remember, I love you.